Hi everyone. So since I've basically run out of video ideas, I just thought, you know what, why don't I just don't make a video on Wednesday and Sunday just to not burn myself out. And to also take some time to work on some stuff. So here's this video today on Thursday. So, I actually wanted to talk about this for quite a bit. Let's just say, if you watched one of my videos, you might know my feelings about certain characters, like characters that are imitating. But I can't stand, and I mean it, I cannot stand characters being so idiotic or absolutely full of themselves, like just straight up mean and sick in the head. But also, there's characters that are just so irritating. I mean, I understand that people like them, and I like them myself, but it's just that, especially with like a dark atmosphere, there's always that main character that just doesn't smile or doesn't react with doesn't have like any other emotion outside of their body, or it's almost like they don't have a soul. It irritates me. And Batman, for one of the characters, like for example Batman, I completely understand. He was traumatized from losing his parents as a child and grew up to become a vigilante. And let's just say in recent iterations of his character, especially voiced by the late Kevin Conroy, God rest his soul, Batman is, he's, I don't mean to be rude about it, but he just, he seemingly does not like act on any other certain emotion. And it's a little troubling, especially for his friends in the Justice League, such as Superman. But I mean, most of the time, superheroes work alone, and Batman, he lives in Gotham City, and he doesn't care what he does. He's just on his job, doing his mission, and just wants to save the day, regardless. And that's fine. That's totally fine. But seriously, I just feel like, I don't know, people like Batman are just way too imitating sometimes, and just are almost so cold that they don't even want to respond to a certain person, like their friends or something. I don't know. It just feels a little weird, honestly. Oh, and there's Wednesday Addams from the Addams Family, of course, especially with the recent iteration being portrayed by Jenna Ortega. Now, Wednesday, Jenna Ortega, Wednesday seemingly does not act on other emotions, other than she does smile a few times, which is nice, but she's seemingly cold towards others when she also arrives at a new school, and she pushes some people's buttons sometimes, and just, I don't know, doesn't care about being friends with anyone. And this upsets certain people, especially Enid, who is absolutely fed up with Wendy's antics. And one of my favorite things, when Eden and Wednesday are having their argument about what they're bothered by, what they're annoyed by each other, is that Enid says, "I'm irritated by your obsession with things creepy and dead." And that is actually accurate to Wednesday herself. Her family is into the macabre. They don't care what anyone else thinks of them. They like things creepy and dead, and even though they seem normal-ish, they have their quirks. And I'm completely fine with it. But for Wednesday being completely dead inside and almost emotionless, it just feels like, it's not like for example, Ayano Ayashi from Yandere Simulator. Love the game, don't like the creator. It's just that Ayano doesn't have any emotions. She has a condition. But she pretends to be normal, and that's fine. But for Wednesday, she's just so dead that I don't know why anyone else would want to be friends with her, even if she wants to be alone. But that's okay. It's fine. Now, as for someone who, let's just say, I watched The Crush from 1993, and let's just say, when the movie was being made, the From Hell movies were popular for some reason. Like the original Girlfriend from Hell, or other movies that are somewhat like a certain person from hell, like Sleeping with the Enemy is the husband from hell, or The Good Son is the kid from hell, and The Crush is sort of like the teenager from hell. There's other subtitles for other movies like Fatal Attraction, The Lover from Hell, The Roommate from Hell, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, The Nanny from Hell, and I can name a few other ones if I would like to. Like, for example, I saw 2 videos, especially since they were also on TikTok, where a nurse abuses a elderly woman, and when her co-worker confronts her about it, the nurse just doesn't care. She doesn't care a glimpse of humanity. It's almost like she has no soul. She's just evil. The nurse from hell. Or a mean girl dumps fish on this poor girl, and the mean girl is just sick in the head, and she poisons this girl. The mean girl / bully from hell. That's what I'll say. And I really hate evil characters. I mean, you're supposed to hate them, obviously, but, oh yeah, and there's also those gold-digging wives who, either leave a dog in a hot car, or, once their husband's sick, wants them in the hospital until they die. And they abuse, and the wife abuses the nurse, taking care of the husband. I don't care, regardless if they're a gold digger or not, the wife from hell. I'll make this quick, but, if you might know about certain videos on TikTok, then you might know about stories from Reddit or any other social media app. So there's this story about a girl named Cheyenne who, when she was 10 years old, on her birthday, she wanted her parents to go get her ice cream. They died in a car accident while getting her ice cream. And her brother, Sean, just hated Cheyenne, especially since she was diagnosed with cancer. And when Sean knew about this, he celebrated it. And worst of all, their cousin, Winnie, she was annoyed by Cheyenne just being insufferable and thought she was a troublemaker, causing Sean trouble. Now, one of the last parts, which isn't really the last part, let's just say Cheyenne takes out a knife and stabs someone. Sean and Winnie walk in to see what happened, and just blame Cheyenne for being a terrible person. But then Cheyenne pukes blood and it gets all over her clothes. And I'm just like, these people just want Cheyenne to die. Her brother and cousin want her to die. This is ridiculous. If I had to name them from hell, then I would call them the brother and cousin from hell. That's what I'll name them. Or, I don't know, if Cheyenne has any other family members, even if the story's not true, if it was, I would feel bad for this girl. I wouldn't care if she would be a troublemaker. She's suffering from cancer. Cancer. She'll die. You know, regardless of cancer, someone would die from cancer. Will. At some time. And that's completely fine. If you die from cancer, that's okay. But I just want to let you know that if anyone's suffering from cancer right now, I am so sorry that you're suffering through it, and I know that you might die someday, and I completely understand if you don't want to live anymore, just from having cancer. And I just want to know, if you have any family members that treat you like shit, especially if the story of Cheyenne suffering cancer, having a brother and cousin who absolutely hate her after her parents died on her 10th birthday while trying to get her ice cream. Okay, if I was there, Cheyenne's family is just the worst. That's all I'll say. Her brother and cousin are mostly the worst. Why can't there be any other family members to defend her? Like, I don't know. It just feels weird. And the last part of the story, said by a girl, the last part of the story was mostly made by AI, but if I made the last part of the story, I would want Cheyenne to have a happy ending. Or not. Like, she would be in the hospital due to the blood, and she would probably die. I don't know, but that's all that I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, or not. That's okay. Yeah, bye.